Hello, Just Allen. This is the Mass Analyst. I commend you on your most recent video. You've raised some very important topics. The topic of the mighty Banhammer is perhaps the most important topic on YouTube. A lot of people are confused as to what will get them banned, what steps over the line, and what is permissible. And it seems, and I can't overstress the word seems, it seems like at times YouTube's decision to ban people is capricious and arbitrary. People are left scratching their heads over what's going on. A classic example happened months ago, I think it was back in February, when YouTube banned Nick Ginsburg. Originally they had informed him that he was being banned because a video that he had posted about Islamic teachings that highlighted some of the bloodier passages in the Quran. He was told that this was inappropriate content, and so people were led to believe that Muslims were flagging his videos. Later YouTube said, nope, sorry, we made a mistake, wasn't inappropriate content. We deleted your videos because it violated copyright, and Nick got letters saying that it was a third-time infraction for a copyright violation. It's funny though, the violation of copyright that got him banned permanently was less than a 2-minute clip from an hour-long piece of music. It certainly fell within fair use guidelines. Now, YouTube got a DMCA notification from the copyright holder, and since it was his third violation, they deleted his account and they suspended him for life. Now mind you, the DMCA does not require lifetime suspension. That is YouTube's policy. Seems to me like there are a lot of nebulous terms. If you look at the terms of service, there are somewhat nebulous terms. For example, it's a violation to harass somebody. But what exactly does that mean? I know the Red Skull has accused me a number of times of harassing him, when all I've done is post evidence of his abuse of other YouTubers, of his death threats against other YouTubers. But he claims it's harassment, so should he be able to get me banned for that? Is it harassing if you criticize someone else's religion, or if you criticize their practices? I know that right now a number of Christians, atheists, and Muslims are each saying, well, this group or that group, people from that are flagging my account and getting me banned. And nobody really knows exactly why people are banned. And there's a lot of suspicion being raised with this uncertainty. It fosters the ground for mistrust. What I would suggest for YouTube to do is to clarify the policies a bit more and to send warning letters to their video content providers if they are crossing the line, if they're in danger of getting their accounts suspended. Now, in extreme cases, a warning letter would be inappropriate. If someone was, say, posting another person's real-life address and threatening to come over and kill them, well, okay. That in itself is such a blatant violation that no warning letter should be necessary. But in general, as a general policy, it would be good for YouTube, if for no other reason than for business reasons, to send out a warning letter first so that people can correct their behavior and become better YouTube citizens. And that way YouTube would not have to get rid of their content providers. Also, if they do suspend someone, they ought to send them a notice specifying exactly which videos or which comments were responsible for getting them suspended. Now, I know YouTube does their best to try and be reasonable in their account suspensions, and I say it appears that it sometimes are arbitrary, but people make mistakes, and that could lead to appearances of arbitrariness. Now, if they, most businesses in similar situations would document their actions. And I think it would benefit YouTube as well as its users. People will be a little bit less angry if they know why their accounts were suspended. They wouldn't be left wondering. And I see New Warrior Man. Okay, there have been a number of people besides Nick Ginsburg. I see New Warrior Man has had his account briefly suspended, and YouTube, I guess, reinstated it, according to him, and he says that he's lost a number of comments that he's made on other people's videos. One Less God has had his account suspended, and I think he's still scratching his head over why that is. And at the very least, why not send out a notification? Another reason to send out a notification, as far as YouTube is concerned, is that New Warrior Man has just posted a video hinting that YouTube has violated his First Amendment rights and that he may sue YouTube. Now, in my previous video, the one right before this, I said that YouTube doesn't have any right to guarantee his First Amendment, and what they did was perfectly legal. May not be right, but it's perfectly legal, and he wouldn't have a case. Still, even though it may be a frivolous case, if New Warrior Man or somebody else were to drag YouTube into court, it would be good to have these things documented as to why YouTube took specific actions. And indeed, if YouTube were to send out these notices upon termination of accounts, people might be less likely to take YouTube to court if they knew exactly where they stood, exactly why their accounts were deleted. They might be less likely to file a frivolous lawsuit in the first place. So I hope that you're able to impress upon the people at YouTube the importance, the seriousness of banning a person's account, especially if it's a permanent ban. The seriousness of banning an account, and if someone knows why their account is banned, well, you know, the people at YouTube may make mistakes. They may not have all the information. They may not be able to put a particular video in the proper context. And if someone discovers why their account was banned, then they have a chance of fighting it. They have a reasonable chance of making their best case and providing reasonable evidence as to why the people at YouTube made a mistake. And the people at YouTube should be willing to listen, if for no other reason that everybody makes mistakes. And it's just good public relations on YouTube's parts. If people get fed up with YouTube, if the bans appear too capricious, sooner or later a major competitor will come along and people will vote with their feet. Hope this doesn't happen. I like YouTube, but this is just another business consideration for YouTube to keep in mind when deciding whether or not they should modify their behavior, modify their policies. This has been the Masked Analyst. Under and in.